Hi, everybody. Welcome to the AITA Pod. I'm Danny Vega, joined by a very special returning guest today, my homie, longtime listener, Mia Katz. Welcome back.
My homie. Hi.
Absolutely. What do you want to tell the audience about you, Mia? You're like, you live in Illinois. You're an actress, stage of the stage.
I would like to tell them I love you.
That's beautiful. That's really charming.
Thanks. Yeah, I am an actor. I do stage and movies and whatever else I can get my grubby little hands on.
I love to hear it. And I hope you grub all the grub you possibly can.
Thank you.
I've been doing
Like
this
a worm.
Yes, get covered in worms. I mean, it's Halloween. It's the season. It's the reason for, folks.
Yum, yum. Protein.
I've done this pod since 2019. So I've had many conversations about it. And people will always ask me if if we talk about it, they'll say, well, what's one of the situations? And I have actually gone through a few, like sometimes I would tell them about the ones we just covered. And like, I kind of tried all these different things. But in the end, I've settled on going back to the original because I think that's the most interesting story because it made me start the podcast. So it kind of has stakes to it, which is, do you know the story?
I feel like you wrote a note in it about it in the Google Doc, but
do you know what it is?
I don't think I do know.
You don't know it. The situation that made me start the podcast was a man gets on a plane and they're in the window and the middle seat is an obese person. And the person is so obese that they're in the OP's seat. They're in it. And I'm telling this to a new friend of mine. I'm telling her the whole thing and I'll tell you guys the whole thing in case you don't know. So she goes, she's like, that's so cool that you have a podcast. And I'm telling her. So they're in the seat. And so the person goes to the flight attendant. They're like, hey, look, they haven't taken off yet. They go, hey, look, this guy's like, he's in my seat. Like, I can't sit there without his body being on my body. And the flight attendant goes, that's unacceptable. And she kind of looks to the man, the obese man, and says like, hey, look, I mean, if you guys can't work this out, like, you're going to have to get off the plane, sir, because you're in this person's seat. And the guy the guy is really, the obese person is really distraught. And they're like, I'm really trying to get to, to Wisconsin because I have a wedding. And you know what if I pay for half your seat? Would that be reasonable? And the OP says, okay, deal. And they're like, I'll suffer, I'll suffer through it. And they went to the bathroom and they made it work. Finally, the plane lands in Milwaukee or whatever the fuck. And then the people behind them in the row behind look to OP and they go, asshole. So OP asks, AITA.
I feel like this is ended up being a non-problem.
Non-problem. Thank you, Mia. 100%.
They had a deal. And it worked for everybody involved.
And we learned in the wake of that the airlines do very reasonably, I don't know if this is universal, but at least some, offer a policy where if you buy 2 seats as an obese person to shield yourself against such a situation, unless the flight is sold out, the airline will refund you for one of the seats, which is the most reasonable thing any airline has ever done.
Wow.
Anyway.
Have you been seeing those Southwest commercials? They're like, free seat or assigned seating. And they're like, oh my God, assigned seating? Hasn't every airplane ever always had assigned seating? This is not new. Every airline
Southwest
I've ever flown on has had assigned seating.
Yeah, Southwest is very, I don't do Southwest. Apparently they're losing a lot of fans though. But anyway.
What are we celebrating?
It's new to them. So I'm telling this girl, this new friend of mine, I'm telling her the situation. And she goes, that's so interesting. And I think she said basically what you said, Mia. She said, that's not a problem. No assholes here or whatever. So then I see her today. I told her this like a week ago. She goes, you're never going to believe what happened to me. And I go, what happened? Did you win $1 million? Did you, accidentally hunt a coyote? That's terrible. Why would you aim your gun into the woods like that so blindly? And she goes, I got on a flight and a really obese person sat next to me and they were in my seat, just like the situation. I go, no way. And she says she sat down and she resolved to not complain. And she said, you know what? I'll get through this. And she said after 45 minutes, she was like, fuck this. I will not get through this. And she went to the bathroom and she broke down and she told the flight attendant, she's like, I can't. And the flight attendant gave her a $50 credit after the flight. And she then went back to her seat and she said that after a while, she said that also that there was a smell, which I don't believe in the original situation that smell was a component. And that she couldn't not smell this person, She gets off the plane and she sees one of those airport massage places and it was $50 for like a 10-minute massage. And she said, I did it. I freaking did it. And I was like, you deserve it, girl.
Just for self-care purposes.
She wanted it. I thought it was a little strange, right? I'm like, you just had your space impinged upon and now you want to pay someone to touch you, but whatever. Hey, I understand it.
So I just had a dream that I woke up sobbing from. And it kind of reminds me of this situation, even though it's completely different.
I don't know if
Here's
that's
my
ever
dream.
happened to me. That's crazy. Okay.
This had happened to me twice in the last week.
Okay.
Okay. But it happened to me 2 nights ago because I had a dream that my mom was telling me, you need to watch these girls. Basically, I had to babysit these girls, but they were adults. And they looked totally normal, like normal human female adults. But they were both shaped like kangaroos. And their feet were, this sounds like a dream that I'm making up. I swear to fuck.
I believe it.
I had this dream and I woke up sobbing because their feet were completely flat. You know how you draw a stick figure and you draw their little feet and it's just like a hump and a flat line?
Sure.
That's what their feet looked like. And these kangaroo women were all up on me and touching me and putting their arms around me and flirting with me and saying they can't wait to spend time with me. And it made me so violently uncomfortable that I woke up weeping. Christian turns to me and is comforting me, saying, it's okay, it's okay. I'm like, stop touching me, and their flat fucking feet were horrifying. So
bizarre.
I guess subconsciously, I'm very sensitive to people getting in my space when I do not want them in my space.
Do you have any associations with kangaroos? Is there
none? Zero.
You didn't see any kangaroos that day in a meme or something?
Not that I recall.
It's a very strange dream. Yeah. Very strange dream.
The other time I woke up sobbing was because I was at my parents' house in real life and we had to kill 10, count them, 10 bugs in my room. And they're stink bugs and they're fucking disgusting.
Ugh.
They don't bite or sting, but they fucking look prehistoric and they're repulsive. Stink bugs and box elder beetles. Box elder beetles aren't as offensive, but I still don't want them in my room, okay? Not only were they in my room, some of them were in my bed. And Christian cleaned them up for me so I wouldn't freak the fuck out. And that night, I had a dream that we were going from room to room to room in my parents' house. And I was so tired and wanted to sleep so bad. But there was at least 10 bugs in every single room. And even as we cleaned them up and then cycled through again, the bugs just respawned. And that was so upsetting to me in my dream. I was so sleepy that I also woke up sobbing.
Really sorry. You've got a lot of like odd critters in your dreams.
Yeah. Then I had another dream the other day where I woke up laughing.
God damn it.
But I woke up laughing. That was a good one.
Okay.
I dreamt I went to war and then I was like, wait, who are we fighting?
Was there a punchline or?
That was it. I was talking to a girl that was a soldier on my troop. And I said, wait, girl, who are we fighting? She's like, bitch, you don't know? I'm like, I for real don't know.
Generally, as a policy, I believe in talking about dreams is thoroughly uninteresting, but it happened. It's over now. You did it.
Hey man, fuck you.
I had a dream. No, I went to New York City. That was my dream. Saw the fam. That was cool.
Good.
Hung out with my bro. Hung out with my brother's girlfriend, who's awesome. We hung out at her apartment in Park Slope. It was really cool. She's the best. Shout out to Christine.
Does she allow him to have a key?
A good question. I don't know if they have keys to each other's apartments. I kind of think they do. I don't know. In New York, sometimes they give you some kind of crazy key to make it, so that you can't do that. So it's hard.
What, you can't make a copy of it?
Yeah, well, I guess they write that on the key. I don't know if it's ever been an issue. But anyway, I saw the folks, saw my family. And we played a lot of Monopoly Deal. It was a very like it was like we were in New York for no reason. Most of it. We did go to the Transit Museum. You got to see the old subway trains. It was pretty cool. So that's my little life update.
Wow, that's great. I feel like my dreams were a lot more interesting than that update, but
I leave it to the listeners. You know what I mean? I think, I mean, here's...
Comment down below whose story was more interesting.
Here's my issue with dreams. I think the problem is it's a bunch of random shit. So it's like seeing a really postmodern movie, but usually the postmodern movie has like some idea or something it's trying to express or a vibe. Whereas typically a dream is just like, and then this happened, and then this happened. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm sure that was super compelling as the experiencer of the dream. Is that lining up? Like I didn't get to know anything about you.
Me and my friends are very into dream analysis, so we always
but
feel
you didn't pull any analysis.
Oh, well, you said you immediately were uninterested, so...
No, you kept listing more fucking dreams. What? Did you have any takeaways from the kangaroos?
Okay, well, the point of bringing up the kangaroo dream was because of the thing about people being in your space.
Right.
And that it was so uncomfortable, I understood her plight where she started crying in the
but I'm
bathroom.
saying, yes, but were people in your space? Was there a reaction to the real world? That's what I need from your dreams.
I don't know.
Well, the bug one I've had. I mean, I've had a very similar thing where it's like if I clean all day, then I have like a cleaning nightmare. That's happened to me. That I think is very par for the course. That kangaroo one though, that's fucked up. Something happened to you. You need to figure out what it is.
Some kind of trauma I've yet to unlock in therapy.
I think so. Something's in there, bro. Like
I went to therapy today, but we didn't touch on the dreams yet. Maybe I'll circle back next week.
I mean, I've had a lot of random crazy dreams. I don't vest a lot of interest. Even if I'm disturbed in them, usually I go, is this going to last? Like, and it usually doesn't.
I did have this experience this week that was like a dream, but wasn't a dream.
Here we go. That's interesting.
So I just worked for a couple shifts this month at a haunted house as a scare actor. What?
Well, that kind of lines up if you're going to have some weird dreams. That wouldn't surprise me. Like you're scaring people. It's like fear is on the mind. Go on.
Yeah, that's true. But what happened was I worked for 2 weekends in a row at this haunted house. And then third weekend, the last weekend I'm supposed to work comes around. And I was having such weird, intense anxiety. You ever have one of those days where realizing midday that nothing feels real? It almost feels like maybe you're really high, but you haven't gotten high.
Yeah.
And so you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
You're driving a car and you're thinking, I could just yeet this right off the bridge and I would float down like a feather.
I guess I don't drive cars and I'm not around any kind of like bridges, but
Okay.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. I had 2 days in a row like that, and it was so intense and uncomfortable that I called off the haunted house job for 2 nights in a row because I didn't want to be in the environment with the loud noises and the flashing lights and the scary people, because the scare actors also try to scare me too, and they get me sometimes. They make me jump. I'm like, I don't want to be in an anxious environment right now.
Were you
But I'm
sleep
already
deprived?
feeling like nothing matters.
Right. Were you sleep deprived? Is there anything we can tie this to? This
I was
feeling?
sick.
Oh, you
I
were
was pretty
sick.
sick. Yeah, but
That's
just a
about, yeah.
cold. And if anything, I was sleeping too much.
No, you were probably sleep deprived because your body needed a lot of rest. So you weren't, you just wanted to do nothing.
I guess so. But it was just so weird. I was in the middle of the day feeling like this doesn't feel real at all. It was just
Well,
strange.
I feel that with sickness. I'm kind of with you now with the sickness. Like being sick is
Yeah.
kind of surreal. Being
Yeah.
sick is very existential for me. And because whenever I feel bad, basically the Catholicism in me is like, what did I do to deserve this? And so then I have to like analyze myself, and it's a whole thing. It's like it's not just like, oh, I have a cold, I can lay in bed and watch TV all day. I am so jealous of people who can do that, by the way. I can maybe if I put down 2 movies in a day, I'm like blown away with myself. People can watch TV for like 8 hours a day.
Yeah, I can't do that. I just fall asleep.
I watched Severance. I did watch Severance in 2 days, both seasons. That was the best
Wow.
I've ever done. But I never feel that way about shows. Anyway, nobody cares about your watching habits, Danny. Let's get to the fucking show. Thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. Mia, thanks for joining me today. It's great to see you. Please rate, review, subscribe. Join me on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod, 280 plus bonus episodes, folks, including one
As
me
a
and I.
Patreon subscriber, I do feel it's worth it. $5 a month. I've been paying that for years, since 2022, and it's never not been worth it.
That is so reasonable. Our second story of the day, folks. AITA for telling my friend that her free wedding is unrealistic. Mia's gonna read that. But first, folks, my jokes. Here we go. We've been to this town before, but we're going back. It's good old person asked a question at my thing. Here we go. It's AITA for shutting down my brother's proposal at my baby shower and sending him a bill. I'm 29F, due in November with the first baby. We planned a small mixed baby shower at a local village hall. Nibbles, games, speeches. Me and Hubs paid for
Nibbles.
most of it. Mother-in-law chipped in for dessert. It wasn't anything mad, but it was our little celebration. I love the use of mad there. A week before the
these people
shower.
are European.
I know, right? It wasn't mad and nothing. A week before the shower, my brother texted asking if he could propose to his GF during the party because, quote, the whole family will be there. I said no. I said I'd be thrilled to help plan something special any other day, but I wanted to keep the shower about the baby. He kicked off a bit and got kicking off, right? Is it? And got my mom involved, who said it would be, quote, so lovely and, quote, 2 birds, 1 stone. I said no again and thought that was the end of it. On the day, during the toast, Mom calls brother up to, quote, say a few words. He starts chatting about love and family, and I see him pat his pocket. He turns to GF and starts to go down on one knee. I stood up, walked over, took the mic, no yanking, and said, hey, we love you guys, but we're not doing this today. Let's keep today focused on the baby. We'll help you celebrate properly soon. I promise. The room went silent. His GF looked mortified and legged it to the loo. I love that. She legged it to the loo. My bro got angry, said I embarrassed him, and left. The rest of the shower was awkward. Afterwards, a few family members said I did the right thing and that proposals at other people's events are tacky. Others said I should have just let it happen and not cause a scene. That night, the family group chat blew up. Mom said I was quote unquote controlling and that she'd cleared a surprise moment with the venue. I said I'd already told them both no and that consent matters for parties too. My brother said I ruined his big moment and that his girlfriend had planned to fly her sister over next month, so this was the only time everyone was together. I told him we would have all turned up for him whenever he asked. Now here's where I might be the asshole. The next morning, I sent my brother an itemized request to cover half of the haul and the extra drinks, 220 pounds, since he tried to, in his words, quote, make it our day too. I said if he wanted to use a party as his proposal venue, he could help pay for it. He hasn't paid and now says I'm being petty. I know sending a bill looks bad, but I was so hurt that he and my mom just ignored a boundary I'd clearly set. Since then, his girlfriend messaged me privately to apologize and said she had no idea he was planning to do it there. She also said she doesn't want their proposal tied to the memory of my baby shower anyway, which I totally get and was grateful for. I told her I was sorry for how awkward it was, and I would love to help them plan something nice later on. So, AITA for taking the mic and shutting down. Am I the asshole for the invoice? I'm willing to hear I handled it badly, but I also feel like if I'd let it happen, the whole shower would just become about the engagement and the baby would be forgotten. AITA.
Pulling the mic out of the hand is a move that I never personally would have the balls to do.
It's ballsy, boy.
That's pretty intense.
She nailed it.
That being said, I don't know, because at that point, I'm like, you were making it a bigger scene than it even would have been if you had just let it happen and been mad at him later.
These are the dings of, I don't know about that.
I don't think to be swayed. I'm not married to this, but it's just kind of how I'm feeling.
It's giving enabler. Look, she didn't yank it. And even if she had yanked it, she said no. The answer was no. If she was more technologically savvy, I might have hit the mixer and just said, or set up a second mic, cut his mic, and then go on the mic and say, I think that's enough for today. You know, she cut him off.
But that just makes it so tense for everybody. I definitely think it was an asshole move for him to do that. She fucking said no, it's not your event. And as we'll see in the comments shortly, everyone is like, everyone's there. Who actually wants to be proposed to in front of their whole friends and family? Like, most girls just want an intimate moment. Or if you want it public, fucking it's his whole family, is my point. No girl is like, I want to be proposed to in front of his whole family.
This to me
it's not a good proposal in the first place. He's just being lazy. And they told him no. And then the mom being like, no, but it's okay, honey, but you can do it. That is not your decision to make, honey.
And I press charges on her too.
It is not your party.
Fuck the mom, because if she was a reasonable mother instead of an enabler, she would have said, no, you must plan your own thing. You don't just get to ride your sister's coattails. It's her baby. It's her event that she did the planning for and she paid for. So if she said no, the answer's no, but instead she was
She's giving mama's boy.
Amen. And I would also use that as exculpatory evidence for my dear OP, who I think is trying her hardest, but did definitely cross a line in sending the itemized bill. I think this family is probably a fucking nightmare to be in, because mom, I know, doesn't take responsibility for her chronic enabling and mama's boy bullshit. And
Absolutely.
so OP did something that is very emotionally immature and sent off the invoice. Why? Because what OP really wanted to express was, actually, I feel disrespected by both of you who decided that you get to do whatever you want at my event that I planned and I put down money down for. But OP isn't emotionally mature enough to do that or say that, because they're surrounded by emotionally immature people who are petty and controlling and who honestly would probably invalidate her feelings and say, well, that's just how you feel, but really we're family. And so your brother wanted to do this and that's what he wanted to do. And so why can't you think more about your brother? It's all about you, isn't it? That's what her fucking mom would say.
Yeah. Although I do have a ding. Let's not pretend that we're trying to keep the attention on the baby. You want the attention on you. honey, baby showers ain't for the baby. It's for mama. And so mommy can get presents. And I love that. My sister just had a baby shower. It was so much fun. And I'm so happy to give the pregnant woman attention. But don't try to
Is that a
play us with the,
ding?
I just want to keep it about the baby.
Okay, that's
Girl, be
fair.
so
It's
fucking for real
bullshit.
right now.
It's bullshit.
The baby don't know. The baby's inside of you.
Let me say, though, I'm really looking to get OP off the hook here. And I don't like that they sent the bill, people, but can we just talk about how thoroughly reasonable OP is even after the yanking? OP grabs the mic and even on the mic reiterates, "We'll help you celebrate properly soon." I mean,
That was
come
really, I mean, of all the approaches, that probably is the most respectable approach that they could have taken.
masterful at dealing with the manipulators. I mean, good God.
Yeah. And
You
I'm with
know?
the people who said that was probably the right thing to do. He shouldn't have done that. You told him no.
OP reiterates
But I can just
again.
imagine being in the audience and being like, my God, that's so awkward. Now this whole party just has a layer of tension that it wouldn't have had if you had just let it happen and fucking dealt with it later.
But it would have been Thunder stealing Mia, and she didn't want to have her Thunder stolen. And there's nothing wrong with that. This was Thunder stealing thwarted. And you know what?
But it wasn't though, because now the thunder is stolen by the tension.
No, that's bullshit. You're a fucking enabler. Stop that shit. Yeah, it threw the
What?
event. He threw the event. The mother threw the event with their behavior. But thwarting
I
the
agree.
Thunder steal is not a sin. If she had,
I'm not saying it's a sin.
would have been
it's just,
it would have been
I
Thunder
would feel
stealing.
so uncomfortable.
I wouldn't. You know what I would be saying? If somebody goes, God, this is so awkward, I'd have been like, you know what? She didn't want that to happen. It's her event. Good for her. I love her. I would have given her a high five. Yes. Because I would have
I'm
been
with
like,
it.
you're with it. That's how you
I'm
get through
with
the
it,
tension.
but that doesn't mean it doesn't feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it would be uncomfortable for a moment. Well, the life is uncomfortable sometimes. It's not the end of the world. It's better than letting the fucking enablers win. Let's read some comments. Tacky thing to do. Also lazy. Couldn't he come up with a romantic thing instead of his own? That everyone be their excuse is stupid. So her family was invited too. Her friends were there. No, they fucking weren't. See, it doesn't even make sense. Your whole side of the family were there, where it was her side of the family. He's genuinely so selfish. And you know why he's selfish? Because his mother is an enabler who says shit like you, Mia, who's like, oh, but now it's awkward. We should avoid the awkwardness. And no, we fucking shouldn't. He deserves to feel the shame, and he should be embarrassed because what he did was embarrassing.
That's true.
AITA for shutting down my brother's proposal at my baby shower and then sending him a bill. For me, even though I will say sending the bill was immature, and we could have maybe just not done that.
It's a little petty.
It's petty. It also is just chaotic. It's like, stick to it. Let's not make this about money. Let's just stick to what it is. I think OP is going to be in a position where they're being essentially gaslit and manipulated by these two utterly juvenile individuals, the mother and the brother, excuse me. And for these reasons, I am an OP fan, and I'm saying not the asshole, and mother and brother are.
Yeah, I'm with you.
She's with me. Guys.
I'm with you.
Please
harmonize.
That's okay. Ready? She's with me. Please rate, review, subscribe. Join me on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod, 280 plus bonus episodes, and every single timestamp accurate, folks. You can get right to the situation if you don't want to hear them. Oh, Danny, I don't want to hear about your personal life, Danny. Nobody cares that you're 35 and single. It's just pathetic, and stop getting new one-wheeled vehicles. I hear you. Skip ahead on Patreon. Get right to it. Get to the meat, people. All right, folks, here's Mia with our second situation.
AITA for telling my friend that her free wedding is unrealistic. I, 24F, am a member of a friend group in which one member, we'll call her Coral, 23F, is getting married. She announced her engagement to her fiance, 25M, a few weeks ago, and we're all happy for her. Over the weekend, though, she shared more specific plans for the wedding, and that's where things have kind of gone off the rails. She said she's been seeing a lot of people on TikTok and Insta showing how to plan a free, quote unquote, wedding. Weddings where the couple spends $0. At first, I thought she meant a city hall wedding, which would be completely fine. But then she got to her details and expectations for the ceremony. She's going to try to find someone with a large outdoor space to use, not a formal wedding venue, who will donate their area in support of love. She's going to have all her guests bring a potluck with very specific assignments. And she will have a friend officiate, a friend do photography, a friend do save the dates. You get the picture. What's more is that Coral and her fiance aren't really poor, from what I can tell. She works as an accountant and her fiance does sales. Plus, her parents are loaded. His parents are loaded. It sounds like they just want to do the free wedding for the sake of it. That would be okay, but she is just shifting the costs onto other people, some of whom are probably less well off. She told me she wants me to do the cake and then sent me some pictures for inspiration. The cakes were ridiculously elaborate. We're talking multi tier, fondant flowers, gold leaf, and one even had a hand painted watercolor design. I'm not a professional baker. I just like to bake cookies and brownies sometimes. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting us know. I told her that those cakes would probably take days to make and they wouldn't come out anywhere near as good. She kind of laughed that off and said, "Oh, it's not about being perfect. It's just about everyone pitching in. It'll be fun." I told her that fun or not, what she was describing was basically her friends and family subsidizing her wedding and that it was kind of unfair to expect people to spend so much on her quote unquote free wedding. Or else she was expecting everyone else to show up to a lackluster event and just pretend it was amazing. It's like a group project that none of us wanted to do because we already graduated and moved on from all that, so we don't need the credit. I just said if she wants a free wedding, she should probably just elope or go to City Hall because this isn't really free, it's just free for her. She got super quiet and looked at me for a minute or so and then left. Later that night, I got a text from a friend saying I'd really hurt Coral's feelings and that even if the plans were a bit unrealistic, I should have just let Coral come to that conclusion on her own. Coral then messaged me saying, "Sorry, don't worry about the cake," with no more context. I'm feeling pretty bad now, especially since Coral was so happy and excited and she never really said anything mean to me. Perhaps I should have just gone along with the cake, especially since she said she wouldn't be mad if it turned out badly. But I'm worried that her wedding would not have been what she wanted. AITA.
Very interesting. I mean, let me say, the anti-capitalist in me does kind of love this. Maybe I should say anti-consumerist, lest my Cuban parents have a heart attack. I do kind of love this concept. I mean, I think what I love about it is, first of all, we have just a lot of excessive spending. People spend well outside of their means. I'm doing okay, but the idea of spending $10,000 on one event, and a wedding costs much more than that, $30,000. It's a little bit like sickening, right? It's so impractical.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is part of me which likes this a lot, I'm like, that's really cool. And I can see this for certain people working. There are certain people who live very selfless lives. They're very giving. I mean, I do this in obviously a very small way. I always like to bake bread for all the people at my social club. And because of that, I feel very comfortable asking people for things because I'm like, motherfucker, I gave you a whole loaf of bread. Like, you can't give me a ride or whatever it may be. Right. So it's like you sort of create like you're saying, I think you said it on the bonus, right? It's like you're always you're happy to pick something up for your friends because they're going to get you back. It's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
if you're an outstanding member of a community who gives a lot, you're always helping people move and you're always, take care of their pets or whatever. You might be able to pull something like this off. And that's really cool. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with trying. I could say that
Yeah.
much.
I think this is a beautiful concept.
Yes.
I've had this thought for myself, my own wedding. I'm not engaged, but I hope
Hmm.
to be because I love my boyfriend.
Hmm.
But all of my friends are creatives and artists. I have so many ideas for things that my friends could be doing. Like, I'm throwing a Halloween party on Friday and I'm co hosting it with one of my best friends, Morgan, and she's an artist. And so part of the party is that she's going to have a little mini portrait drawing booth where she just sketches 1 to 5 minute sketches of people in their costumes for free. Just a fun
Hmm.
little thing. It is giving her extra work to
Hmm.
do, and it being free isn't us trying to say that she doesn't deserve money as an artist. She can have a tip jar or whatever, but
Sure.
it's just a fun thing that she can do to like contribute her art to the community without people feeling like they have to pay for it. And so that's different from a wedding, whatever, but it's just a fun little thing. And so I've had the same thought that my friends who are singers or have a band could maybe play at our wedding. And I would never suggest that they do it for free. I would offer to pay them, but I think most of my friends would be like, honestly, I would just do it for you because I love you. But having the whole entire wedding on this concept of I don't pay anything, everybody else donates, that is a beautiful thing if you're willing to also do the same for your friends' weddings.
Yes, and I think that's where we start to run into the problems. You see, for free is quite a low price, and I do love free stuff, but free might be a little too cheap. Now, I will say, I do think parts of this are very achievable. For instance, finding an outdoor space where you can have a wedding. I think that can be achieved for free, right? You're not costing
Yeah.
anyone anything. I totally believe that. But once we get to like very specific cake, I am kind of like, well, is that really reasonable to ask someone to do for free? And I kind of agree with you, Mia. I like the way you put this. It's like, well, if I were to ask my friend, I wouldn't really feel comfortable offering them nothing. Like I have a friend who's a photographer. I'm not really going to be comfortable being like, would you do it for free? I mean, that's just like, that's a big thing to ask. It's hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars from what they probably typically
Unless
charge.
you have a skill or a talent of equal or greater value that you're willing to offer them for free for
Well,
their events.
I do, but is it relevant? Is it desired? Is it something they're going to go with? Is it something I've
It
already
might
given them?
it might not be, but it might be.
And by the way, that's not free. That's just a barter. So
Sure.
I think the first problem with this is how this is done needs to be done in a very careful way. And it has to look probably a little bit more like I would send more of a blast out and be like, hey guys, I'm doing a free wedding. This is my goal to do a wedding. And I'm doing it not because I'm cheap, but because we're trying to save money for a practical reason. Because I do want to know why. I want to know why, And I think at that point, what you say is not, I want you to do this, but it's more like, would anybody want to do things? This is what we're looking for if anybody wants to volunteer. I think that comes off a lot more reasonable as opposed to going to your friend who bakes and being like, can you do this cake for me? I'm like, no, I'm not going to do your cake.
And they best not be asking also for wedding gifts if their friends are doing this for them.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's starting to get nar.
So here's an example. Okay, let's say, so I'm a seamstress. I alter wedding dresses as my job. I think it'd be reasonable for me to ask a photographer friend, for example, yo, would you be down to take pictures of my wedding? You have a wedding coming up. I will alter your wedding dress for free. That could be saving them,
Yeah, that's a
depending on
barter.
what they needed, potentially like $600.
That's a barter. Yeah, that's fine. They might just,
Or just, even if we didn't offer the trade right off the bat, like they know that I will do that for them, or I already did that for them, so they'll
yeah, I mean,
get me on this
like I
thing.
said,
Just
if you're
how
one of
friends
the,
do.
sure, if you're one of those people, your friends know you're good for it, they know it'll come back some way or another, then fine, it's not an issue. But like it is coming off as a little presumptuous. I think it rubbed OP wrong, and I think OP was kind of valid in being rubbed a little wrong. Like, OP all of a sudden gets hit with these like specs, like not only do I want you to do something for free, here's how I want you to do it. And to me, that's rubbing me wrong. Like if someone was like, hey, Danny, I know you know about video stuff and audio production. Would you be willing to do this for my wedding with this hardware and like put it together? And I'm like, no. And here's the other thing about what I'm saying. Like we've talked a lot about this. Like don't deprive someone of the good deed, which is to say preserve their automatic. Let them volunteer to do it. And that's why I'm kind of saying like this is what we want. We want someone to do videography. We want someone to bring baked goods. Like keep it broad, keep it simple. Then somebody might be like, you know what? I'll make fucking brownies. So anyway, I think this could go wrong a lot of ways. I think it did go wrong. I think the way OP comes off is entitled. I think they're barking up the wrong tree with this approach. I got no problem with a free wedding. None. I'd be happy to go to that. Sounds cool.
Not OP, Coral.
Sorry, Coral. Coral
Yeah.
probably barked up the wrong tree. She goes to OP. I think what she asked came off as like maybe inappropriate, condescending. Well, let's see. Let's go through it. What did she actually say?
She does sound kind of like a toxic positivity girly. Coral does.
She told me she wants me to make the cake and then sent me some pictures for inspo. They were elaborate, multi-tier. I told her these cakes would take me days to make and they wouldn't come out anywhere near as good. She laughed it off and says, oh, it's not about being perfect. It's just about everyone pitching in. It'll be fun. This to me is like, you're not creating any buy-in. And so essentially the ask is rude. I think this was rude on Coral's behalf. It's like,
what buy-in could she offer, do you think?
Or rather like, yeah, I mean, well, I think a barter is a good buy-in. Like, hey, I'm trying to achieve this, because of a value, because of I have real reasons for doing this, because, the economy is essentially to support the oligarchs. And so I don't want to enrich the bourgeoisie, or I don't know, some reason. But instead, I agree with you. It's fun. Everyone's pitching in. Well, isn't that convenient for you, Coral?
Right.
That must be nice that you don't have to spend any money. It's like you're not.
But then when her friend needs help moving, she's like, oh, I can't. I have to watch my friend's cat that day.
Yeah, I just had a dream that said I can't.
Don't call me out.
Yeah, so I think though maybe OP kind of did this thing of like fun or not. Then she calls her out and kind of rips her a new one. But I don't know if OP did anything wrong. What did she say? Fun or not, you want your friends and family to subsidize your wedding, and that it was unfair to expect people to spend so much on a free wedding. I have to say that's reasonable. I think that's true. It's
Yeah.
certainly unfair to do so in a context where you're asking me to do it.
Yeah. I like what you said about getting people to feel like it was their idea. If they volunteer for something, then that's great and that's community. But if you're like, this is what we're doing, everybody who's coming to the wedding has to be involved. It's
Yay.
like forcing people to play games.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Nobody wants to be
I
forced
mean,
to play a game.
I don't even think I'd be, you know what? I think I need a good hard reason for this because I'd be like, okay, like you're against capitalism or whatever, but I'd be like, are you poor though? Like you can't afford anything. Everything's going to be free. Like, I don't know. I guess if it was kind of worded like we wanted to keep it super low key and, for us, it's about gathering people. And so if you guys want to bring stuff, we'd love it. We're having a potluck, bring whatever you want. That starts to feel
Yeah.
like, okay, it sounds like it's just a super casual thing. No big deal. I'll show up with what
Yeah.
I want to show up with.
Yeah.
And that's how potlucks work.
It's also fine to say, this person, can you bring fruit? Can you bring vegetables? Can you bring dessert? It's fine to assign.
Well, not a sign, but maybe say that those are the things you're looking for to let people volunteer. Is that reasonable?
Sure.
Because when you start to say, I want fruit, I'm like, well, I don't want to bring fruit. No, I'm not bringing fruit. Don't give me fruit. That's nothing.
Well, you're bringing the sourdough.
I'm bringing the sourdough. And let me tell you, I get requests too. Isn't that crazy? I make free bread and people are like, what about something else? What about you go fuck yourself? I make sourdough. That's what I do. It's easy.
That's what I'm here to do.
I have a system. I don't want to deviate from my system to make your bullshit. Oh, what about focaccia?
It's the one thing I know.
So one thing I know, I have a system. I have a factory. Give me a fucking break. So the only thing that maybe I want to ding on OP's line is they did say it's going to be lackluster. I don't feel like that needed to be said, but it's not unreasonable.
I mean, they're probably right, but who cares?
I don't know. It's hard for me to like.
It's not your wedding.
By the way, you missed this part of the read. She works as an accountant at a big company. So I'm reading that as 6 figures right there. And then you said he does sales. He doesn't do sales. He does software sales. That is a very high paying job. I have a lot of friends who work in software sales. That shit fucking rips, bro. I bet this couple makes 300 grand a year easily. And if they don't, they make 200 grand a year and live in a low cost area. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I just feel like what's coming across Coral here is I don't want to spend any money. I'm 23 and I don't want to spend any money because we're fucking loaded. So we probably like, I don't know, he bought like a big fucking truck and they live in a big house already. And so they're like not as like fucking slack with the money as they want to be. But I'm like, give me a fucking break.
I was like, well, we got to stay rich, don't we?
Exactly. I think OP brought the reality. I can't really ding. I feel like these people are insufferable. And also Coral, I'm sorry, but the name, is that unfair?
That's just the name they gave her.
Edit. Honestly, I feel a bit bad. Coral's sweet. She's just naive. She's always been the baby of the group, and I just got frustrated in this case. Yeah. I mean,
sometimes I feel I am the baby of the group.
Are you a little baby?
And I am a little baby, little bit of baby. And sometimes the baby of the group just needs a reality check. A little bit.
That's fair. She's bound to react negatively to this. I mean, OP could have maybe approached it with more curiosity. Nonetheless, I just feel like if you're going to go against how weddings are typically done this hard, you're going to hit some resistance. And it is a little cheap. I mean, that's kind of a wedding. It's kind of like, it is all about me. It's all about us and our little fucking thing. But we're going to feed you. And we're going to have a big old party. There's going to be free alcohol. So can you celebrate us when we give you a bunch of free stuff? And we're like, okay.
If you're going to make an ask like this, it's got to be no pressure at all. You do not have to contribute in this way to show up to the wedding. Either way, please come. But we're just putting this idea out there, or these feelers, if anyone wants to participate.
Yeah.
We would love to have you participate. It would make things so much easier financially on us.
AITA for telling my friend that her free wedding is unrealistic. Mia, are we aligned on this?
Soft NTA.
NTA and soft she is?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. We'll let Coral she's like, what? It's free. It's fun. It's nice.
Yeah. She's just a little baby. She's got beautiful views of the world.
She is 23. I mean, what the fuck does she know?
But making a multi-tiered cake is probably going to cost $100. So.
Yeah, come on. Guys, please rate, review, subscribe. Join me on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Seriously, don't let this glaze over your ears. You know what? And I'll give you a free month if you ask on Instagram, which reminds me I have to respond to someone's message. Oopsie, I missed it. I
He'll
was
even
on
send you mussy pics.
Ooh, I'm actually getting kind of in good shape again. It's going to take time. I mean, I was fat
good.
when I was muscular before. I'm more lean now, so I'm hoping I can really get this thing cooking.
Guys, mussy pics.
I'm
Danny mussy
trying.
pics. You know you want it.
Mia is doing a great job today. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up on AITA for asking my GF to dress more sensibly on a walk. My GF and I, both 30, go on this trail by the river. It's about an hour each way, and most people are in casual or sporty clothes. First few times we did it, she wore a maxi skirt and high heels, and I felt like it was out of place. I told her after the last time that next time she should dress more sensibly. She claimed it was fine, but it is really out of place, and even if she won't admit it, she definitely struggles, particularly at the end of the trail where it is not paved. Everyone looks at her, and she even gets a few comments, especially about the shoes, so I wonder if she does it for attention. We went again recently. She showed up in the same fit, long skirt, heels clicking on the ground, makeup done like we're going to dinner, not a walk. I felt embarrassed walking next to her because everyone else was in athletic clothes and she stood out. I reminded her that I already asked her not to dress like that for this specific activity. She told me I was being controlling and that she can wear what she wants. I feel like she's deliberately ignoring what I said, but at the same time, I don't think it's unreasonable to expect her to fit the setting. AITA for saying something.
I'm really curious where you're going to land on this because it's reminding me of the babysitter situation.
I don't know what that is, but let me just say right off the bat, I want to kick OP's ass and take his hot fucking girlfriend on a walk. She sounds fucking awesome. This is my kind of chick.
Thank you.
Let's go, babe.
Thank you.
You're going to look too hot for the trail. I love that. And that's badass. You're going to go on heels on a trail. Like, it's psycho, but I love it. Let's go, babe. What do you want me to wear?
Yeah, this reminds me of my best friend Morgan, who I'm hosting the party with this weekend, because she is always serving cunt in all of her outfits. Like, she'll wear it to work. She'll wear it on a walk. Like, she just dresses the fuck up and does her makeup so elaborate and so artistic. Even if she's just going to the fucking store, she just likes doing herself up and looking hot. And she gets so many compliments and her aura is so radiant because of that, because she feels confident everywhere she goes. Let your girl feel confident on your fucking walk, homie. That being said, I do see how it could be annoying if it's really slowing them down. Or if she's complaining the whole time about her heels hurting or something.
There's nothing
that
here
would be
with
annoying.
that. There's nothing here with that.
This sounds like she's just serving.
No, all OP says is that it's out of place, which is true. I agree, it is out of place. But there's nothing here. I guess it clicks on the ground. It's all about, I felt embarrassed. I'm sorry, you're embarrassed to date a hot woman? Brother, like, get your head checked. What's wrong with you, you insecure twit?
I wonder if she does it for attention. Who cares if she's doing it for attention? Let your girl get some attention. She's hot.
You want to date a hot girl or what? Like, what the fuck is your problem?
It's so annoying when people are sensitive about people looking at their partners. I'm like, fucking look. He's hot. I don't blame you. I'm looking too.
There we go. You know,
don't touch him, but you can look.
No touching. There's no touching, sir. That's established law. Summit Junkie 7 writes, she's not ignoring you. She's just not obeying. She's been on the walk before. She knows what it'll be like. She chooses to wear them. That's her choice. She's not getting hurt. You know, she's not cold. And even if she was, who gives a shit? Somebody wrote, if you were concerned about her rolling her ankle, that would be sensible. That's true. But I'm like, yeah. And here's the thing. I always say wear walkable shoes. When I go on a date, I always say, like, wear walkable shoes. I like to walk, you know? But if a girl, like, you know, if you're down to walk in heels, that ain't none of my business. I said, try to keep it walkable because I want to walk. So if you don't want to walk, say that. But if you can walk in it, then you could walk in it. And I have to say, girls go surprisingly hard on the footwear. Me, I'm Hoka's only. I don't fuck around. I need a big, fat, padded shoe. Oh, Hoka's are sliding, Daddy. Hoka's are sliding in quality. Shut up, Hoka's subreddit. Relax. I think you just got a bad pair, okay? It's a big company now. Cut them some slack. I think the quality's still there. Brooks is better.
So
Fine.
Tim Robinson
That's
of you.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, I know. I like him.
Me too.
But yeah, I think, you know what I think this is? I think this is a guy who pulled a chick, and then he's such a fucking little wimpo that he can't handle it. You know, he can't handle it. He's got his own issues and da-da-da-da-da. I don't really think that, here's what I would say. In a familiar setting, right? In other words, like, let's say it's game night. It's game night. It's a bunch of couples. I do think I could see it being a little bit like, ugh, if you like really dress up, you dress to fucking kill at a casual thing with the friends. Cause it's kind of like, it's just a little self-centered. Does that make sense?
Wear whatever makes you feel most confident. It's literally not hurting anybody else.
I mean, but it just kind of shifts the night a little bit where it's kind of like, I mean, I guess let me say this. It's not wrong, but it could reach a point to me where I'm kind of like, I just feel like this is a little directionless. It's like, you're going to dress to the nines at our friendly game night. It's like, it's just like, it's a little bit like weird. It's like, why are you making this about you being so fucking hot? Like, you're not confident and just being normal. You see what I'm saying?
You mean if they showed up in red carpet attire
Yes,
or
like blowing
something?
it out. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a problem. I don't think if you, like, for instance, like, oh, babe, you want to go to fucking, Olive Garden, and then she dresses as if you're going to, like, Michelin 3-star. I'm like, who cares? We're on a date. I get to look at you being hot. No problem. There's certain situations where I do think maybe dressing up could be just a bit much. But in general, it's a tough crime to prosecute on.
If you're going to the movies and you're wearing a hat with like a big feather plume that's going to be in the way of the people behind
That's
you.
a crime. That's a crime. Or a concert. If it's going to impair visibility.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Or if it's obnoxiously loud, or wearing chainmail.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You're coming up with some stuff. Because you're a theater kid. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
No, those are valid. I guess I'm thinking, for me, I love this. I would like, to date a woman who's into this, because I want my girl to look really hot. And I think that's cool. There are some times where I can imagine it's a bit much, but I'm really struggling to think of examples that would be like so egregious. Because anytime it's going out, us two, I'm like, yeah, please look your hottest. I want people to see me and go, how did he do that? That guy must have money or have a good personality. He must be doing something right. He paid for her. So, I want people to think he paid for her.
That's funny. How would you feel if it was flipped and it was my girlfriend, I take her on a date and she's showing up in a onesie?
Like like zany or lazy?
Zany, but comfortable.
I mean, I don't think going to the nines is always necessary, so.
Because I got my little blue Care Bear onesie that sometimes I just like to wear around. People definitely stare at me when I wear it, but I'm like, fucking stare. This is my Instagram handle. I'm self-promoting right now.
Yeah, I mean, the onesie's a little bit attention-seeky for me, and that would like kind of throw the experience. Like, oh, we're getting strange looks. People are like looking at us for that. But like for the most part, I'm like, look, the world's our oyster, so I'm not gonna be like super caught up on it. I would say that one, like dressing for attention, if it's not classy, if it's a little bit like, look at me, I'm doing a thing, that isn't as attractive to me. But I would say, like, look, you can't fuck with how people want to dress. If they want to dress like that, they want to dress like that, bro. And like, for the most part, unless decorum is due, I think it's a really tough crime to prosecute, because that's just how they express themselves, and that's their right.
I think it is not a sin to dress for compliments. This is why I don't like when men say she's just doing it for attention. Attention is a currency.
Absolutely.
A very valid currency.
Absolutely.
Everyone does shit for currency.
Absolutely.
What, I'm supposed to wear a t-shirt and jeans because you're insecure that I'm getting compliments? Fuck off.
Yeah. No, I think it's crazy. I mean, I bought this shirt. Here, and I was, I rarely buy clothes. And you know what? The next day someone said, that's a new shirt. And that made my whole damn day. I go, look at that.
Wow,
There's new
that's
shirt.
Beautiful.
Somebody noticed my new shirt.
That's beautiful, Dan.
Yeah, thank you. I think there could be ways to go with this that are too far. Like, I think onesie was a good example. Obviously, chainmail for the incels. I'd be like, you're slowing us down. But if it's not impacting the experience, I'd say, like, it's not something that's really fair. I mean, I just had to pipe down. I shouldn't say this. Fuck it. I'm going to say it.
Say it.
I learned a lesson. I was involved with someone and they wanted to get tattoos. And I was like, I don't want you to get those tattoos. And recently, like, my friend got a tattoo right in front of me, and I shut the fuck up. I was like, what am I going to say? What am I going to fucking say? That's their right. That's their right. So what? I don't like it. I got nothing on it. So
I love my tattoos.
I know.
I feel so confident with my tattoos.
Good. I'm happy you feel that way about it. You're not the only actor on this pod. Wow. I think OP needs to go fuck themselves, because honestly, they don't deserve this hot ass girlfriend who's fucking blowing it out on the hike. It's not impairing the experience. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, your girl's probably gonna look just as hot in leggings and sneakers for sure.
Yeah,
But
bro. She's gonna be
let her
hotter.
wear what she wants to wear.
My girlfriend's getting more attention than me. Okay.
My girlfriend's flat kangaroo feet are making everybody stare
She's
when she
dancing.
hops along on our walks.
Call back to the dream. See, we made it all worth
My
it.
worst nightmare.
AITA for asking my girlfriend to dress more sensibly on a walk. I think we agree on this one. It's a huge YTA.
YTA.
All right, folks. Thanks so much for listening. Mia, thanks so much for joining me. It was a blast and a half.
Thanks for having me. That was so fun.
All right, folks. Much love, y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Love you all.